Hello everyone, myself Vishnu Priya Nayak. Welcome to my channel BN Bioscience. If you are preparing for any competitive examinations, then it will help you a lot. Today we will discuss about the kingdom system. So here I am going to discuss about the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8 kingdom system. So let's start. The kingdom system. As you all know, various scientists have been given different concepts of classifying the living world into kingdoms. Kingdom is the topmost taxonomic category in any hierarchical classification method. Basically, there are 6 concepts of kingdom system: the 2 kingdom system, 3 kingdom system, 4 kingdom system, 5 kingdom system, 6 kingdom system, and 8 kingdom system. Let us discuss in detail. First, the 2 kingdom system is also called as the Linnaeus concept, as it is proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus is considered as the father of taxonomy. In 1758, Linnaeus observed the living world and classified it into 2 primary categories: the kingdom Animalia and the kingdom Plantae. He done this on the basis of the structural and functional characteristics. He has taken some criteria to distinguish the organisms, such as locomotions, response, nutrition, cell wall, conduct and contractile. So let us discuss in detail. First characteristics is locomotion. As you know, it is the displacement of body from one place to another. He observed some organisms that can't move. He put them in the kingdom Plantae, and others who show locomotion, he put them in Animalia group. Then response. Response here, it is the response of an organism to the stimuli. Stimuli is any change in the environment of an organism. It may be internal or external, is called the stimuli. Organisms who are visibly responding are put under Animalia, and those who are not were put under kingdom Plantae. Next one is nutrition. Here, nutrition is the nutrient taking mechanism. Linnaeus observed some organisms that do not eat, thus put them in kingdom Plantae, and those who eat, means engulfed in the food, were kept in kingdom Animalia. Next criteria is cell wall. Cell wall, some organisms have protective layer outside the plasma membrane that we call cell wall, and those organisms are put under the kingdom Plantae, and those that don't have a proper cell wall, it is called animals, and they put under kingdom Animalia. Next one, conduct and contractile. It is the pumping and contracting mechanism seen in some organisms, and they put under the Animalia kingdom, and those who lack conduct and contractile mechanism are put under Plantae. So let us see which organisms were kept under which kingdom. First one is the kingdom Plantae. It includes the gymnosperms, bryophytes, angiosperms, pteridophytes, fungi, algae, bacteria, microalgae and microfungi. And in kingdom Animalia, he put all animals and protozoa. But this 2 kingdom system have some demerits. So here, Linnaeus failed to satisfy at the level of microorganisms. He could not explain properly about the microorganisms. For example, if we see slim moulds, they were considered under protozoan and grouped under kingdom Animalia, were found phagotropic and amoeboid in vegetative state but resembled true fungi in reproductive state, means they are like plant. If we see another organism belongs to euglenoid, it's the euglena, they have the characteristics of both plants and animals. So these are the demerits. Next, we'll discuss the 3 kingdom system. It is also called as the Haeckel's concept, as it was proposed by Ernest Haeckel in 1866. He suggested to remove the inconsistencies of the 2 kingdom system by separating the microorganisms into separate kingdom. He divided the living world into 3 kingdoms: kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. He proposed the Protista group as a new kingdom for organisms having common characteristics for plants and animals, or have unique of their own. This kingdom is based on the morphological complexities, tissue, system, division of labor, and mode of nutrition. So let us see. Kingdom Protista includes the algae, fungi, protozoa, and bacteria. Here, these organisms that he had considered, they lack morphological complexities, tissue system, division of labor, and they have varied modes of nutrition. Kingdom Plantae, it includes all autotrophic plants. Kingdom Animalia includes the phagotrophic and holophagic animals. So if we see the kingdom Plantae and Animalia, the members have diverse tissue system, well-defined division of labor, maximum complex morphology. So this is all about the three kingdom system. Next, the four kingdom system. It is the Copeland's concept. After the discovery of electron microscope by Knoll and Ruska in 1932, it's become easy to study the detailed anatomical structure of the cells. So by studying the internal architecture of the group protist, it was found that the cells of less complex protist, they do not have a membrane-bound nucleus and they lack the membrane-bound organelles, and they were called as the lower protist and the prokaryotes. Pro here the primitive, karyon means nucleus. And some higher protist, they have true nucleus and membrane-bound organelles, thus called as eukaryotes. Eu means true, karyon means nucleus. They have true nucleus. So Copeland in 1959 classified the living world into four kingdoms: Monera, Protoctista, Metaphyta, and Metazoa. So let us discuss in detail. Here the living world, he classified them in the four kingdoms: Monera, Protoctista, Metaphyta, and Metazoa. So here first the kingdom Monera. Here it includes all the lower protists that have the prokaryotic cellular organizations. Such these includes the bacteria, the blue-green algae. Next, the Protoctista kingdom. It includes all the higher protists with eukaryotic cells, and it includes the algae, the micro and macroalgae, fungi, the micro and macro fungi. Next kingdom is Metaphyta, and it includes all the plants, eukaryotic organizations they have, means they have true nucleus and nuclear organizations. It includes the bryophytes, the pteridophytes, the gymnosperms, the angiosperms. Next kingdom is Metazoa, and it includes the animals. They have also the eukaryotic cellular organizations, and it includes the invertebrates and vertebrates groups. So this is all about the four kingdom system. Next is the five kingdom system. It is called as the Whittaker's concept. R. H. Whittaker observed the inconsistencies of Protoctista group, and in 1969 he proposed a new kingdom system and divided the living world into five kingdoms: Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi that we will call as the Mycophyta, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. He spreads the microorganism into three kingdoms: the Monera, Protista, and Fungi. It includes all the microorganisms. It is based on the evolutionary relationships of phenotypic characters which thought to be evolved along three different lines of nutritional modes: photosynthesis, absorption, egestion. So let us discuss in detail. So here he divided the living world into five kingdoms: Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. And these are all based on the nutritional concepts. That's the photosynthesis, absorptions, and egestions processes. So if we see the Kingdom Monera, it includes the bacteria and cyanobacteria, and if we see in details, they have the photosynthetic mode of nutrition. Some are autotrophic, some are chemosynthetic, and some also shows the heterotrophic mode. and some have the absorptions mode of nutrition. And these bacteria and cyanobacteria, they have different body structures that is very important for their nutritional point of view. It includes the mycoplasmas, it includes Clostridium tetani, it includes some disease-causing organisms, the Diplococcus, the typhoid-causing organism, the chemosynthetic bacteria that helps in the biochemical cycles, the decomposers, the lactobacillus, and other bacteria. The next one is the kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista, it includes all the single-celled eukaryotes, and they are aquatic in nature, and it includes the microalgae, we call them phytoplankton. It includes protozoa, slim molds. These are fungus looking, they are similar like the fungus, but they are put under your Protista groups. So these organisms, they have the varied mode of nutrition like the absorptions as by the slim molds, photosynthesis, and egestions by some protozoas. So it includes also the dinoflagellates, the chrysophytes, the euglenoids, and some protozoans. They are heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And among them, some are predators and parasites and the disease-causing organisms. It includes Entamoeba, Amoeba, Parameciums, Trypanosoma, and some other organisms. Next is the kingdom fungi. And these fungi groups, they have a unique mode of nutrition, that is absorptions, means they are saprophytic or saprozoic, means they absorb the nutrient from their host, and it includes the microfungi and macrofungi. They are different in their cellular organizations also, that we will discuss in the next slides. Next, the kingdom Plantae. It includes the photosynthetic eukaryotic organisms. These are the higher plants, the macroalgae, the bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms. And next one is the kingdom Animalia. And these having the egestion mode of nutrition, they are heterotrophs. They take the food material by direct eating, and it includes the invertebrates and the vertebrates. So this is all about the five kingdom system. I have made a separate slide for the five kingdom system. Next is the six kingdom system. So this is called as the Gray and Doolittle's concept. It is in 1982 suggested by Gray and Doolittle. They classify the organisms into two super kingdoms, prokaryota and eukaryota. The super kingdoms further divided into six distinct kingdoms, and the microorganisms are spread in the four kingdoms, the protista, fungi, that is under the eukaryota, and the archaebacteria and eubacteria, that is under the prokaryota. Later on, Carl Huss in 1990 divided the six kingdom system into three domains based on the sequence of 16 rRNA genes. So let us see in details, and it includes the three domains are the bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. So here is the six kingdom system. The living world has been divided into the super kingdom prokaryota and super kingdom eukaryota. Here the super kingdom prokaryota is divided into two kingdom archaebacteria and kingdom eubacteria. The archaeobacteria, it includes all the bacterial forms, and the kingdom eubacteria, they are the true bacteria. It includes the bacteria and the cyanobacteria. The difference is these archaebacteria, they are not true bacteria and they are bacteria like organisms, but the eubacteria, they are the true bacteria. Next, the super kingdom eukaryota, it includes the four kingdom protista, kingdom fungi, kingdom plantae, and kingdom animalia. In kingdom protista, the microalgae, slime molds, and protozoa were included. The kingdom fungi includes the microfungi and macrofungi. The kingdom Plantae includes the macroalgae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. All the higher plants. Kingdom Animalia includes the invertebrates and the vertebrates. So this is all about the 6 kingdom system. Next is 8 kingdom system. It is also called as Cavalier-Smith's concept, as it was proposed by Cavalier and Smith in 1987. The kingdom Protista was still too diverse to be taxonomically useful. So many attempts have been made to divide the Protista into better defined kingdoms, and in this regard an 8 kingdom system was given by Cavalier and Smith in 1987. Cavalier and Smith divides all organisms into 2 empires and 8 kingdoms based on the ultrastructural characteristics and mRNA sequences. So let us see. They divide the entire living kingdom into the empire Bacteria and empire Eukaryota. They divide the empire Bacteria into 2 kingdoms, kingdom Eubacteria and kingdom Archaeobacteria. The empire Eukaryota divided into 6 kingdoms, kingdom Archaeozoa, kingdom Promista, kingdom Protozoa, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. The empire Bacteria, it consists the Eubacteria and the Archaeobacteria, and the empire Eukaryota, it consists of the 6 kingdoms. Here the Chromista and the Archaeozoa, these 2 groups, new kingdoms, have been introduced in the Eukaryota empire. The kingdom Archaeozoa consists of the primitive eukaryotic unicellular microorganisms that possesses the 70S ribosomes and they lack the cell organelles like Golgi bodies, mitochondria, chloroplast, and perioxomes. And the kingdom Promista is represented by the diatoms, the brown algae, the cryptomonads, and oomycetes. So mainly these photosynthetic microorganisms that have the chloroplast, they have lumen within with rough endoplasmic reticulum with cytoplasmic matrix are found in the kingdom Plantae. So the 4 kingdoms Plantae, Fungi, Animalia, and Protozoa are retained, but their boundaries have been adjusted to better define each kingdom and differentiated it from the other one. So this is all about the 8 kingdom system. So thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.